I literally just I hit start recording. It's not funny. I I thought we were live.
Yeah, I know it's not funny. Now suck it up.
Are you actually recording or do I need to stop recording?
I'm recording now.
Okay, very good. It was
Uh,
just gonna be
so you,
disjointed.
so you ladies and gentlemen hear this nonsense banter. Welcome to Tangents. I'm Randy,
And I'm Aaron. And
and
welcome.
this is
Go on.
okay. And this is your local daily dose of nonsense.
Yes, indeed. I hope you're ready because the nonsense we are serving up is particularly well prepared today. Take it away, Randy. I've run out of things to say.
I'm sure you'll find them eventually. Anyway, so we're back to distance recording because like my schedule right now for today is completely unsure. Uh, you know,
But that's
it's
just
gonna be
sometimes how it be.
it's gonna be unfortunate for editor Aaron over there. I'm sorry, man.
Sometimes it just does happen to be like that.
Yes, yes, and sometimes you just can't prevent it. But I wish I could. But woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of which, I've been playing the first Halo, and my fucking god, has it aged well.
Understandable. I started a playthrough on Legendary, but I didn't keep with it.
Well, why the hell are you playing on Legendary? You take like 5 hits to die all the way, and like the enemies come in like a swarm. Like, why would you submit yourself to that level of cock and ball torture?
I mean, you know the sort of games I play on the regular from software games. It's
Yes,
just
I
what I
know.
do.
That doesn't change the fact that it's like complete cock and ball torture, and you should reconsider your life choices.
Eh. I mean, I beat Halo 3 on Heroic, which is just a step below Legendary, though I don't know how significant the leap is between the difficulty levels. I'm used to playing games that are difficult. At some point,
Right, right.
it's just second nature. Playing on a mode that's too easy doesn't feel fulfilling.
Right. Um, Excuse me while I light up a candle. I'm currently doing the Halo 1 run on Heroic, and I could say it truly is some kind of cock and ball torture. It's unfortunate. But it still is fun. Because like I said, it aged well. And it just feels tight. I'm sitting there with my controller and my custom controls because that's how that is. And it's just fun. Like you get to shoot them up, and even though you have to protect like your friends at some point, which is kind of shit because they don't have any energy shield on them, it still ends up being an enjoyable experience.
hmm I honestly really love the Magnum from Combat Evolved. Like that, it's so potent.
It, it's
It's a beast.
Honestly, what it makes me think of is whenever you make the noise. It was the same in Reach because like it does such an unbelievable amount of damage, and like they reduced the magazine count, but that doesn't matter because it has one shot headshots.
Well, the thing is on Legendary or in multiplayer, apparently, like it takes 3 shots to kill someone, regardless of where you hit them, and that's insane, and I love it. Other games just they reduce the potency of it, and it softens my bones beyond compare.
Well, that's because you're not supposed to be using your sidearm exclusively.
Do I sound like the person who cares?
No, you don't.
Mm-hmm. My favorite weapon in all of Halo though is still just the battle rifle. I love it so much. Like in Halo 3, that's my like if I can use the battle rifle in an encounter, then I will. It's just so potent.
You
Like
you mean the burst fire zoom weapon, right?
yes, the battle rifle. The BR-85 I think it is. Or maybe it's
Yeah, that one.
75.
Something like that. It's it has a scope and it has burst fire, and enemies are gonna die because it has the headshot function.
Well, I mean, with brutes in Halo 3, I just concentrate fire on their heads and just I
Just
like
watch
as
them
soon as I
explode.
broke their shield, one of the shots, since it's 3 rounds, the first shot would break their shields, or the first 2 shots would finish off their armor, and the final shot would headshot them, and it was beautiful. I would
Yeah,
just glass
yeah.
encounters like that.
It's honestly just funny.
Mm-hmm. Man, but still,
It's
sorry, go on.
in Combat Evolved. I'm having trouble finding um the battle rifle because currently the USMC weapons that it's exposed me to is the the assault rifle, the Magnum, the the dummy thick sniper rifle with like the 2.00 caliber bullets that just insta kill on headshot. You know, the elites.
Oh, they don't do that on Legendary. It's 2 shots in the head.
Why?
One to
Oh,
break
that's
the
why I don't play
shields.
Hunter. Yes, I know. However, if you hit the neck, it breaks the shield anyway. So you're just like,
Yeah, you're right. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the battle rifle isn't in Combat Evolved. It was a new addition to Halo 2.
that softens my bones.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it still does play like a brand spanking new AAA title.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the graphics are the only thing that really holds it back.
Yeah.
Even though like I was in a dark tunnel and I forgot how to activate my flashlight, so I just started shooting the walls, and that was enough light to get me through. It was awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of the first games that introduced light emission on gunshots.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it was a game that offered a lot of firsts, and I mean, it is quite an experience. I still prefer Halo 2 overall. Uh, well, Halo 2 I enjoyed the most from a story perspective. The story was just so well done. The dialogue is memorable, and it's great. It's a
Uh
beautiful
huh.
duang. And Halo 3 is obviously it's the most level, I guess you could say, overall experience with story, gameplay, and dialogue, all that good jazz, and of course
That's why it's
music.
equally loved.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like though you just can't like replace the experience that Halo 1 is.
Mm-hmm.
Like between the music and the kind of fresh, tight gameplay, even though your zoom in options are limited.
Yeah, it truly is an unparalleled experience, both in the first person shooter world and also just the Halo world as a whole. It
Yes.
had complete and total mystery on its side, you know. Uh,
Right. And I think that what I like about it most is that it just kind of it's like the first good like truly not cringe shooter. Cause like the fact that you can't sprint is kind of cringe when you're facing the energy shield bastards, which
mhm.
I just ran into.
The elites, I believe you're referring to.
Energy shield elites. I mean energy sword elites.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are
The,
cocks.
the taint. They kill you in one shot, no matter the difficulty. And they run faster than you, so you can't back away. You just have to keep shooting and hope you're lucky.
Yeah, you
It's
just gotta.
so
You have to commit,
bad.
my friend. You have to commit.
Well, guess what I was doing and died anyway, too.
Yeah, it's a mix of committing, but also tactically.
Yeah, and I think the only other thing that I kind of don't like about it is you get no health regen.
Well, yeah.
It's just your shield.
Well,
Otherwise, find health packs or suck it up, bitch.
mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't mind the function as much because I feel like it caused you to be a bit more tactical with your approach to enemy encounters instead of just rushing in and doing as much damage as possible until your shield's broken, then hiding in a corner, sucking your thumb for the rest of, until you got your paper thin shields back, looking at you, Halo 2. Uh, I don't know. I don't mind the health pack system because it gave you a chance to potentially continue dealing damage in the encounter without, sacrificing, I guess you could say, time. And whenever some of those enemies are just bearing down on you with their auto hit plasma weaponry, it does get a little bit. It does fall into the taint territory.
And I think that I hate the shield guys, because like the kind of tribal shield guys, because
Oh
they're the
yeah.
only ones who use the charged pistol shot that instantly wipes your shield.
Those are called jackals.
Yes, the jackals. They
hmm
just and then I just hear that noise in the middle of battle and I'm just like, "Oh god, mommy help me."
I don't know. Just they have a little cutout for their plasma pistol. Just shoot them once there and shoot them in the head. It's the solution.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
But I mean,
But
saying is easier than doing, especially whenever your shields are down and there's an entire squadron of energy sword elites bearing down on you.
it's not a squadron, it's a legion.
Is this a Legion raid?
Shut the fuck up. That's not what we're talking about.
I know.
We can get to Log Horizon later. I'm just impressed with Halo 1 right now.
I feel that. Something I wanted to mention also is the reason why the battle rifle. So the battle rifle is in Halo 2, but the assault rifle isn't, because essentially the functions of the assault rifle is broken up between battle rifle and also the SMGs. SMGs are pretty good. They're not necessarily the best for long range, but when you're up close, if you dual wield, you're unstoppable almost.
I see. It's kind of like having an energy shield, but energy sword. But instead of cutting people down, you just fill them with lead.
Essentially.
Oh, you're approaching me?
Mm-hmm. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and also just I love dual wielding and I want it back desperately. Because like Halo 2 and Halo 3 had it, and it's so potent.
It's just to walk up to one of the hunters and you just dual energy sword them. They're just looking at you like you're crazy while they're dying.
Nah, it doesn't. I wish it worked like that. Although, since you have Combat Evolved, look up Cursed Halo whenever you have a moment. It's the funniest.
Look up what?
Cursed Halo.
Oh, Cursed Halo.
Yes. My favorite part of that is the long hog.
The long.
Yes. It's the best.
Is this a glitched warthog?
It's better.
But when you reach the first Covenant temple in the game, for whatever reason, my copy is just kind of glitches the light, and it's really weird to look at. I'm just like, is this a graphical error? It probably didn't happen back when Halo first released because it was for Windows 98 probably.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. Late Windows XP.
That's unfortunate. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, what do you mean Covenant Temple?
The underground structure.
That's a Forerunner temple.
Forerunners. Great. Fuck me. I'm stupid.
Nah, you're good. I mean, the entire Halo ring is made by the Forerunners, and like I'm here to warn you. I have a lot of knowledge of Halo and a decent comprehension of its expanded lore because I loved the series that much, which is why Halo 5 is just it cripples me every time I think about it.
Well, we don't have to think about Halo 5. We can think about the more impressive titles.
Like Halo 2, Halo 3,
and Halo Combat Evolved.
Also, if you can manage, I would recommend getting your hands on Halo 3 ODST because it as a standalone game, it's just really good. It's atmospheric and it's, it's along the same lines of kind of what Reach does in the sense of running around, things have gone bad, and trying to desperately struggle against an overwhelming enemy force, that sort of jazz.
I actually got one playthrough in of Halo Reach before my hard drive died, and I liked the last mission prompt. Objective survive.
I know, it's been memed to death, but I love it all. I love it
it's
nevertheless.
So brutal.
I know. Well, I mean, the mission, you can't survive. It's the mission objective that you're meant to fail. Although people have found...
But I ended up lasting like 10 minutes in there. It was crazy.
I think I've lasted up to over 20 before, but that was like when I was at the height of my first-person shooter comprehension, I guess you could say. I had it. And then I fell out of playing a lot of first-person shooters. I discovered that, hey, gaming has a lot of other genres that are more viable, I guess you could say, for what I look for in a game.
Yeah, but, I mean, Halo's like just as fun as any other genre.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of its shining glory, because like there's no fuzz that you get from other first person shooters, like even currently, like loot boxes and oh no, he shot me in the feet and I'm gonna die.
Essentially. Well, I mean, Halo's strength has always been that it didn't follow trends, it set them, and that's what people are mostly mad about with 343. Is 343 is just like, hey, I like trends. You guys like trends. I'm gonna follow that one. I'm gonna follow it like a lost puppy.
Hey, do you guys like suit mods that make you sprint?
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Wait,
Reach
hold on.
introduced that.
Wait. I don't remember. Did Bungie or 343 make Reach?
Bungie did. It was their last game.
Ah, well, that's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was their best one, I think.
I feel like.
Oh, hey, I'm starting to hear echo from your end.
Well, that's unfortunate. But
It's fine.
Reach was. I wouldn't necessarily say it's their best one, because I feel like 2 and 3 did really good. Like they're really up there, and I don't think Reach quite compares. But as far as a solo experience in terms of the story and the continuity and all that jazz, I definitely think that like Reach is really good. I like Reach's story a lot.
I think they all stand on the same pedestal, and everything else is personal preference.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah, and I think that I just really liked Reach, because, like, as far as the Halo series, it did something different. It wasn't, just always moving at sprint speed and just, like, jumping over, like, 50 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And waiting for your shield to recover like a lost child. You can sprint! You can escape!
Mm-hmm. But, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, more well-versed people than me have made countless videos on why Sprint is the bad man and should not be anywhere near Halo. But I don't feel the need to rehash that. But I feel like Halo is similar to the Persona series in the sense that the game that you pick up first is usually your favorite.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Persona 1 was not my favorite.
Well, that's all right. It obviously there will be exceptions. There's no such thing as a rule that, or a standard that applies to everyone.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, it's just like it's just as painfully long as the others,
Mm-hmm.
but it really does just soften my bones.
Understandable.
It's like a classic dungeon crawler. Couldn't they have done something else on the new and improved PS1?
Well, I mean, you have to understand it was the start of a spin-off series of Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe production values were a bit lower because they didn't know if it would succeed.
Yeah, and that shows between Persona 1 and Persona 3.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like the innovation shown in the Persona formula, like mixing life sim with defeating eldritch monstrosities, or I guess in the case of Persona 5, biblical ones.
It's a, I like to call it a perfect combination of bash 'em up with your stand RPG and the life sim.
Mm-hmm. Or if you go for the
enemies?
romance option, the wife sim.
Yes, because Yuko is my fucking wife.
I feel that.
That's who I'm choosing.
Mm-hmm. Which is perfectly fine. I like that about the Persona games, that, well, the choice is yours. But,
well, you think best girl, then you go out.
Well, in Persona 5, I personally prefer Haru. Even though she doesn't get too much screen time due to when she's introduced, she's just the best. Her confidant rank or confidant like set of missions they were well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10 would do it again.
I think you mean social link.
Do I sound like did I stutter?
No, but you're incorrect. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, you're good. As Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation put it, he described the Persona series best is that they're working towards the Persona game to where each time around they add and improve the overall formula, and eventually they will make the perfect Persona game.
Well, I think they took a step back with Persona 5 as far as what I've heard.
Mm. Well, I've heard that the
And I
Royal.
also
Sorry, go on.
and they also took a step back with Persona 4 cuz they oversimplified the combat.
I don't know. For people like me who. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that simplifying the combat is necessarily a bad thing because, well, I feel like that makes it more approachable. Like, Persona.
Uh-huh.
The,
Uh-huh.
the audience for Persona is more, I think. It's more of a. I think Atlas views them as more casual turn-based combat fans. Like, if you want hardcore turn-based combat, then you go to the mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, which are, I think, there is hardly any life sim, if at all. And that would make sense from a simplification
Mm.
perspective. Although I've heard that they livened up the combat in the Royal. You know, the
Okay.
$60 DLC.
The $60 DLC. Well, you know what I want as far as $60 DLCs go?
Tell me.
Scramble.
Yeah, a rumor, an insider rumor, has it that it's going to be getting a localization soon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. Because I'm already fond enough of the mainline games. If I was going to play 5, I would just play 5.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, from what I played, Persona 5 is still a good experience. I still hate turn-based combat, and RNG is just the worst. But that's going to be there no matter what. As far as the Royal goes, as it stands, I don't have a big will to play it, but I probably will down the line, just for the experience.
I don't know why they called it the Royal instead of just Royal.
Or I think it is Royal, but
Persona 5, the Royal. It's like Atlas West just doesn't know what the fuck the Japanese are trying to do.
nah, I don't think
They're
they're.
just a marketing team at this point.
I keep saying the Royal, but I think it actually is just plain old Royal, like Persona 4 Golden, Persona 3 Face,
Persona 3 Festival.
for everyone's souls.
No. Actually, sure, why not?
Yeah.
You know, I like how back in the old gaming economy, Fest was just a $60 DLC.
Essentially.
If you played the old Persona 3, you'll know that this game is pretty much the fucking same, except for some new social links that you can do.
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as Persona 3 goes, people are really hoping for either a remake, which is, I think, what people are holding out for the most, or B, some sort of definitive edition, because, well, there doesn't
Or
really...
a Steam release.
Or a what?
Or a Steam release.
Honestly, that's essentially... A Steam release is what I mean by, like, a definitive edition, because, well, there's Persona 3 FES, and then Persona 3 Portable, and neither of them is quite the definitive edition. They both have and don't have things that the other does. And there's no, like, superior version like Persona 4 Golden compared to Basic Boy Persona 4.
Yeah, and I think in comparison though, FES is just better than Portable.
Mm-hmm. But
It's because you know how they do cutscenes in Portable?
they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard about that, and I was like, I'm going with FES. But
It'd probably be better for your laptop though if you would have went Portable.
Mm.
Would have been a lot less strain.
Of course. But
now it doesn't matter.
well, I think that Persona 3 Portable does have some things over FES. For instance, it has a female MC, and it's the only time that that's ever happened. So people are obviously going to be loving the heck out of that.
Female MC.
Yeah, they call her the FemC. Which, I mean,
Okay.
it's a cool concept, and apparently it was implemented well, but people expect that in newer games. But the issue is, it takes like it takes a while to make just a storyline for like the male character and everything, and there's a lot of editing that would go into place for making a female main character.
Yeah.
So it's
It.
not necessarily realistic, but unless of course they took like
I.
a handful of like a lot longer.
I didn't even notice that you could. Could you not make a female main character?
Okay, I'm uncertain as far as one goes, but in Persona 3 Fest, Persona 4 Golden, Persona Persona 2
Persona,
Innocent Sin,
whatever the fuck.
Persona 5 and the Royal, all of those it's just purely the male main character. You have the man, the boy. But in Persona 3
The
Portable you can
dude.
choose.
Oh my god. Why the hell did they have that kind of a plus? I could have been a woman, god damn it.
I don't know what to tell you, Randy. I mean, then play Persona 3 Portable. That's all I can tell you.
Fuck that shit. I want real cutscenes, damn it.
And this is why people want a definitive edition or a remake. But then again, the only thing is,
Yeah, I
the
feel
remake
that.
very likely wouldn't have the femc.
Yeah, probably.
You got like from so like you put the mic in your mouth just like abruptly.
Yeah, I got close.
Yeah, I can tell. My ears hurt and can tell.
Good.
No, not good. You're gonna make me lose my
You know
hair.
what? You know what? Yeah, sure, not good, but the best.
But regardless, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want like a remake for Persona 3 because like I can see the benefits of hey, look at how far we've come since they first implemented the new Persona formula. But at the same time it's like I don't know. I feel like their efforts might be better used to make Persona 6, which is rumored to be a thing, or they might have already confirmed they're working on it, but it's
Yeah, it because the only thing that links the multiverse together is personas. It just seems kind of whack to just like work on old games instead of working on the new one that'll rake in more cash.
Well, the thing is due to how Atlas works, they like money. They like to milk money, as evidenced by Persona 4 Golden. I mean, it was on every console essentially.
Right.
Or just even basic Persona 4. They sold it. They tossed it around.
They sold that shit on the PS2. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. And
it's ridiculous.
They've yet to quite milk Persona 5 for all it's worth, but it wouldn't
That's
be
when
a miss.
Scramble comes out.
They sell $60 DLC. It wouldn't be a miss for them to put out a remake to cash in on that.
Yeah. And people seem to be gobbling it up like some fucking turkey on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's three things that are certain in life. Or three things are certain. Death, taxes, and Persona fans buying the $60 DLC regardless of the fact that it's not really worth it.
I think it's just people buying DLC in general.
Well,
And,
sorry, go on.
and I feel like those people are kind of the retards that are making the gaming industry suffer.
Well, as far as DLC goes, if it's true DLC, as in content that is not necessary to the understanding of the story but merely adds to the experience, then I'm okay with it. But DLC that like literally locking story behind DLC is where I take issue. Looking at you, first-person shooter genre and others.
Looking at the first-person shooter genre.
Or at the very least, isn't that an issue with... I don't know, there's at least one type of genre.
They lock certain weapons.
Oh, okay. There's a certain genre that does
DLC.
that a lot. I forget which one. Or at least a certain developer. It's probably EA.
Oh, yeah, it's EA. They lock everything behind DLC. They're ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in the Battlefront 2 remake, it was possible to get like certain characters with like the free currency they give you for just fighting
Yeah.
in the multiplayer, but like it was it was practically impossible.
Yikes.
And also like there was like a second story route that you could have taken if you paid money.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, it is. Mm. Hey, how long's your recording been going for?
30 minutes and 50 seconds.
Ah, yes. So we're 10 seconds behind each other.
Wait.
I'm 10 seconds behind you on
Well, that just
recording.
means I started recording 10 seconds before you. It's fine.
Yeah.
I can
So
edit it to
hey,
where we're in sync.
yeah. Actually, that makes it easier to sync up. It's an even number.
I guess so.
You just draw it, and then happy.
Very good.
Yes.
But still, there's a part of me that wants to try the Shin Megami Tensei games, like, the actual mainline stuff, but at the same time, it's like,
I feel like that would soften your bones considerably.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to do besides the turn-based combat. You explore the map and you fight things with your demons.
Yeah, and that's the worst. Although for people who love turn-based combat, the weird people, I'm sure that that's some sort of like it's some sort of wet dream. It's what they love to see.
I think what makes turn-based combat tolerable to me in the first place is the fact that I can just sit there and listen to the music while I extract my enemy's bones.
I feel that. However, well, I mean, sitting there and listening to the music, yeah, that's something unique to the turn-based combat genre, essentially.
And also, it's just really funny when I just press a button, and then the enemy just disappears. Just their health bar just.
That is pretty funny. It's just you snap your fingers and the funny health bar go no.
You health bar here. How about Magaru instead? I think there was only one fight in the entire Persona 1 where my max area wind attack was able to wipe an entire team out.
Wow. In the entire Persona 1, have you beaten the game?
No. My entire experience so far, but it's never happened since.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And I won't be beating the game until like 2 years from now, right? It's a JRPG.
Yeah, I mean, it took me, I'm ashamed to admit it, but it took me spaced out over a year to beat Persona 5, so.
Yeah, and it's just, like, how it's just turn-based combat in SMT?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a different realm of that for Persona 1.
Yeah. Persona 2 is like that as well.
I've tried being nice to the enemy demons. It hasn't worked. I've been trying to, because like you can I talked to Igor in Persona 1 and he had said that being nice to demons is one of the ways to get personas.
Mm-hmm.
And it just ain't working. The most they'll do is give me a life stone.
Persona 2 has like it has different, like they have different statuses, I guess you could say. Like they have 4 like bars of sorts that like depending on
yes, that's
the
how it all
interrogation.
works.
Oh, okay. I guess it's a bit less spotty in Persona 2 because sometimes I can recruit personas, but I still don't quite get it. It's just very weird.
Yeah, in Eternal Punishment, you just kind of get the cards, and once you find the Velvet Room, you could just kind of, hey, you know what? I want Persona. And then I guess you just hand the cards over.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say, in terms of grinding, or farming, I think it is, perhaps a bit of both, it's a bit easier in Persona 2 because, well, you just keep walking in a circle and eventually random encounters will take over.
Yeah, and then, you just start talking to them and they're like, ah, please don't hurt me. And you're like, I'm not. Are you okay? And they're like, no. Thanks for asking. Here's a persona.
However, that's a luxury that I am willing to forsake in terms of literally being able to stealth my way through an entire palace like I did essentially with Okumura's palace in Persona 5. I just did that. I had gotten so sick of the turn-based combat and I got stuck so often that I was like, I don't want this.
All right, stealth time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's too bad that you can't stealth your way through Persona 3 like that. Because eventually the enemies will catch up to you and eat your ass cheeks.
Well,
Like, they'll serve your entire ass up on a platter.
quick, get the garlic.
Quick, get the purifying salt!
Oh no.
I like how they're not even demons anymore, they're just shadows.
hmm
Like, bullshit, bitch! I want to fight demons! The fuck is this shadow nonsense?
Then go to the Shin Megami Tensei games if you want to fight demons, boy.
No, fuck off! Apparently they're coming out with SMT5.
Yeah.
So that's cool for people who like that.
The only complaint I have with SMT from an outsider's perspective is why in the world do the protagonist hairdos have to look so stupid. Like, have you seen the one for 4? It looks
No.
ridiculous. Look it up now. It's
No.
awful.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'll do it myself. I will.
Fine. I'll do it myself. Who the hell's been messaging me? Ah, my little brother. He sent me memes. Cool.
Like, the main character, as I take it, is the guy in the middle. So here it is. Just look at that hairdo. Look at that.
Did you send it?
Yes, it's the guy marked hero. It looks so stupid.
Oh yeah, he does look pretty fucking retarded.
It's so bad. It's like, why? Why did you not get a better haircut? It looks like they wanted to give him a helmet, but we're like, nah, we like hair, and it's like, just give him a helmet. Just please.
just give him a real helmet. He's a hero, right?
Yeah, give him a sword and shield while you're at it.
Yep.
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 It's like, I too like to have the funny haircuts for my characters, but at the same time, like, it's more like just adding hair. Like, just having fluffy hair.
There just has to be a point where you have to stop and think, how fucking stupid does this look?
Well, I'll ask you. Whenever I can export this, how does this look? As soon as I can get out of my meme folder. How does this hairdo look? How is it?
Did you draw new hair for the Oh, okay.
No.
Actually, that's pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. I'm quite
Like,
proud.
Big poof.
Yes. I like to draw the curly hair. It's fun. It brings me, it calms the heart. It calms the soul.
Ah, yes, soul.
Something's been off this entire time for the podcast. That thing that's been off, my hat. Let me put it on.
Ah, yes. Actually, let me put on my replacement hat
Very good.
before I, re-equip my headphones. Just a moment.
The Aaron Only podcast
Oh, yes.
coming to you never.
All right.
Welcome back.
That's better. Actually, it's not. Actually, it's not really. Because it's much harder to wear these headphones now.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know it is. Well, I'm hatted up now. Anyway, so Volume 6 of the Log Horizon light novel. How was that?
It was a light novel. I'm kidding. It was wonderful. I was happy to see Akatsuki grow, and honestly, it was just I don't know if it my enjoyment of the arc is paralleled, or it's like about as equivalent as much joy as I got out of like the Court of Eternal Ice arc with Shiroe and the gang.
You know, and him just being like, "Oh fuck you, Krusty! I don't want to dance."
I love that so much. He's just like, Krusty, you will feel my wrath one day.
I'll get you back for this, you bitch.
Mm-hmm. I forget what he did to get him back though, but I think he did at some point.
Yeah. He did it, but I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm. But reading the arc, in light novel form. I think that if they had just separated the Gold of the Kunio clan arc and, well, the Murder and Akiba arc, then I think that that would have been perfect. Like, they did a really good job of
Yes,
translating the arc to the anime format. Uh,
but it was together, which kind of
it ruined
like
it ruined the
it
subtlety.
it it it. I don't think that was it. I think it just kind of shattered some of the things that Tono were trying to do. Tono was trying to do. He's a man. He's only one man. What the fuck?
Team Tono.
Is this a group? Team Amade.
That's funny. That is the funny, my good man. You've done it.
Well, sometimes you got to bring it to somewhere.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm curious about how long Log Horizon Season 3 is going to air for. Like, how many episodes we're getting? Because, like, if it's only covering...
12.
Oh, okay. Significantly less. But, I mean, there's only 2 volumes to cover.
I think it's only going to cover one. Because from how they represented, just Krusty basically appearing... I think that's all they want to cover. Because think about it. They put Volume 8 in one fucking episode. They said, oh yeah, this happened.
Oh yeah, by the way, fun little wacky-do over here.
What's the wacky do?
The adventures in...
Oh yeah, the thing.
The thing we're talking about.
An entire-ass character coming into his own. It's just, oh yeah, Konami's a bitch.
And that's the... Well, I think that the reason why they may have not wanted to spend too much runtime on it is because they didn't think people would be too receptive of an entire, like, setting and cast change just, like, mid-season.
Well, it's important.
I know it's important,
like,
but as far as keeping viewer interest... As far as keeping viewership is concerned, it might not have been as big of a concern for them. But then again, that's still, regardless, it comes across as an insult to the fans of the light novel.
Yeah, true.
And it just comes across as an insult to anime watchers because, if the main characters aren't on screen for, at least 5 minutes every episode, then, they're not going to want it. They're going to throw it up like a spoiled child. That's why...
Yeah, and the thing is, I think that, it's the biggest insult to shonen anime watchers. They're like, oh, we need, like, action and stuff on the screen, right? Like, yes. Right. So we should just avoid this when it's the most action-packed part of the entire series.
Yeah, and that's just...
Konami's such a rowdy bitch that she just draws so much attention to herself in terms of combat alone that it's just really fun to read. Mm-hmm. But then, no, apparently they don't think it's going to be fun to watch. Like, bitch! Excuse me? Did you even read that shit?
That's the secret. No. That's our secret,
Captain. Obviously they did because, they were able to capture things like Akatsuki's sadness and Shiroe's kind of apprehension. And Henrietta bitch slapping him in the 10th volume.
I'm looking forward to that again. Just her literally slapping some sense into him.
Oh, it was awesome. It was like, Shiro, honestly.
Shiro, I'm doing this for your own good, and then she slaps him with the might of Zeus and kills him. Sends him right back to the temple.
To the cathedral. Shiro, you better hope this doesn't send you to the cathedral.
It does.
They're already in the cathedral, though.
She just
keeps
killing
that's how raids work.
She keeps slap killing him. For like 5 minutes.
Just one shot kill. It's the power of a physical attack class.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. I'd love that.
Oh, by the way, Henrietta's a bard, and bards are part of the physical attack class.
I love that.
But so it's like whenever Rudy's trying to be a man, and it's just like, Isuzu, I'll handle it, and she's like, but bards are stronger than sorcerers.
Miss Isuzu, I do not care. Did I stutter? I'd love for him to say that at one point. Just, Miss Isuzu, did I stutter?
I like that as well. And then she's like, well, did I?
That'd be great. We really have... Sorry, go on.
Wow. Already 45 minutes. That's half of our runtime, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, but I think my favorite thing to happen between anime characters is when a no you card is pulled out.
Mm-hmm. My favorite interaction between two characters has to be in the Log Horizon light novel Volume 7 between Shiroi and Demicus. Just, what's your favorite... hold on a minute, let me pull it up.
Which do you prefer? Hamburg steak or mincemeat cutlet? I like tofu. Nice! Nice and soft! Get outside!
No, he just says, I'll pound you to a pulp, so get outside. And
Here, I can pull it up for a faithful reread.
I just did.
Because, yeah. Although I think that you're missing a slight bit of grit, so I'll cover for that.
Then hit me. Well, I can't quite
If
yell
I can
in
find
miles.
it! Well, I can, so...
Because you're not in a house, you're in a shed.
I'll just read it. He knew what Demikos wanted, but even so, he couldn't just skip all the steps in the middle. It was a conventional exchange of taunts. This was a grudge Shiroi had created in the past, so he couldn't run from it. Now, when he was right in the middle of negotiations to recruit raid members, he had to avoid showing weaknesses in front of William. Which do you like better? Hamburg steak or mincemeat cutlet? I like tofu. That's great! Nice and soft! I'll pound you to a pulp, so get outside!
Oh man, I love the delivery of just, I like tofu.
That's great! Nice and soft! I'll pound you to a pulp, so get outside! That's exactly how I read it. He just screaming.
Yeah, although I imagine him just drawing out just, so get outside!
Get out of my bar! No!
I would not be surprised if, like, my recording picked that up on my end. It's just yelling at the top of your lungs.
Get out!
That'd be funny.
It's great how much that lines up because, you know, they're in the bar and Demikos is just yelling at him. And it's just like, get out of my bar! No!
Oh man, I would pay anything for that. Frankly, I think later today I'll draw a scene of just Demicus just, like, his eyes are just aglow, the rest of him is cloaked in shadow, and he just has his fist at the ready over Shiroi as Shiroi is just, like, looking awkward, like, stone-faced looking at William like, help. Demicus is just on fire with rage.
He's not on fire. He's, like, frozen with hatred.
Ah man, that's just funny. Just their encounter, Demicus and Shiroi is just, it's just funny.
Yeah, so their rivalry is hilarious, but it's not really rivalry. It's just Shiro, like, taunting him over and over again, and him just getting mad.
Mm-hmm.
Him just being angry at the fact that he's not strong enough to beat a stupid enchanter.
Of course. But then again, that's a bit of the beauty of it. Because, you know, he's not really mad at Shiroi, he's mad at his own shortcomings. But a portion of it is mad at Shiroi for taunting him, and he does want to kill him for that, but... the actual anger comes from just, you know... as I mentioned before. The thing.
Yeah, it even comes out in the dub when he's talking about, like, this weakling enchanter. Why the fuck is he better than me? Ah!
Yelling at the top of his lungs, just, ah! I'm so sorry, headphones users. The poor headphone users, they're just, they can't
I'm
hear
not
it.
sorry.
Well, at least that makes one of us. At least one of us is apologetic.
Well, remember, the best solution is good cop, bad cop. And I am the bad cop!
Well, that's just how it be sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I'm just retarded, but, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Oh. That's great. Oh yeah, so my older brother is probably not going to be too pleased about me mentioning this, but I feel the audience might find some joy in this, the funny that it is, but... So yesterday, as I mentioned to you, I was assisting him in Ghost of Tsushima. He's hit a boss that it's literally parry this, you casual. It's literally
Just the
parrying.
boss pulls out a 9 mil.
I'd love that. But no, you actually have to parry a bunch to actually hit him. It's one of your only windows, and on my fourth try, I was like parrying with relative ease and just literally punishing him for all he was worth. And then and then he did like this 8 mile long combo and killed me
Ah, why didn't you just parry?
because you can't quite parry it. It's one of those get out of the way ones.
Get out of my range now!
And there's like a small stun lock, and given the fact that my health was like less than half and one move does essentially half my health bar, one attack does,
Oh, oh god, a stun lock.
yeah, it's just a slight stun lock. There's a small window, and because I was a bit frantic, because it's like I have to get used to the controls at the same time, I couldn't get out of the way in time. And something that definitely does do me in is just there's no lock on.
Oh yeah, you just swing,
Because, you know,
swung, swing,
cinematic.
swung.
Screw cinematic in favor of practicality. I'd much rather have lock on, even if it means that it's less, pretty. I just want to be
Well,
able to see
actually,
what I'm hitting.
I was watching PewDiePie's playthrough, and he was able to activate a lock on. I'm not sure how he did it though.
Well,
So I
I'll have
think
to
there
look into
is.
that.
It's just you didn't know the button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I would much
It's
prefer
because
lock
lock on isn't good though when you're facing multiple enemies. That's probably why it wasn't important right up until fight with boss.
on. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this is a boss fight, and from what Scott mentioned, he looked it up, and apparently online, it's like it's literally the type of boss that's right up the alley of people who have played the Soulsborne Shadows Die Twice games.
The Soulsborne Shadow Die Twice game.
Yes, I don't know what the official name of it is now, but like the entire FromSoft catalog, I've had my hand at that. And the buttons are, as I mentioned to you, the buttons are similar to Sekiro. Like the parry is the same button. The only difference is just the face buttons are used for attacking, and that screwed me up at least 3 times.
Ah yes.
Now,
That's probably gonna screw me up too, except for the fact that I played God of War like the first one, so I'm probably okay.
hmm
Triangle, heavy,
well, at the very least,
big heat.
I'll just see if I can remap the controls. Because if possible, then I'd prefer it with the light with the bumper and heavy with the trigger.
Yeah, that's what For Honors trained me up to,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you can remap it to that extent. I'm not sure.
Well, I'll look into it and see. Because if I can, then I would much prefer that.
Hmm.
It would be a bit less. It would be a bit less thinking about the controls and focusing on learning the moves and perfecting the timings. But on
Yeah.
the try that I got him down to like a quarter health, it was beautiful. Like he kept coming at me, and at that point I was like getting ready to tell him to get good. I was bringing it out, and then he beat me to death with an
You
8
were
mile long
bringing out the
combo.
9. You were equipping the Crusader armor and like pulling out your 9 mil,
Mm-hmm.
and just aiming it at him and saying, "No,
I-
parry this."
I was getting to the point where I like with most difficult games, I get to a point to where, or with difficult encounters, I get to a point to where my brain just kind of it becomes automated. I don't have to consciously think about the parrying windows. I just do. I just do the move, And
Mhm.
like I got him down to 25 health the first time, and I was in that zone, right? My brain had just shut off, and then he did the 8 mile long combo. Or my brain didn't shut off; it just switched to auto mode, and he was just like, you see, that was a mistake. As he beats me to death.
And he's like, "Well, you told me parry this casual. Well, now I pull out the no you."
Essentially.
Essentially.
Although, if I do manage to beat him, then I will, like, whenever I do my own playthrough, he's going to be mincemeat.
He's gonna be the mincemeat cutlet.
Yeah, Scott mentioned that there's apparently upgrades or something you can do to help with parrying, or I guess punish a bit more. And my word, am I going to fuel into that? I'm going to literally punish I'm going to parry like 8 enemies at once and just silence them. I'd love that. The super
It's
parry.
um, you know how there's JoJo characters in Jump Force?
Yes.
Well, it's kind of funny because every time I think about him, the main character in Ghosts, it's just I just think about him parrying and then yelling out "Shinny!" like Dio does in Jump Force whenever he's like in one of those like kind of teleport in the air and smack enemies down
I see.
mode.
I've heard that Dio is quite broken in Jump Force.
Uh all the characters are to some extent.
I see.
Like there are some supports that like change fights.
Ah, that sounds a bit whack.
And there are some ultimates with no dodge timing.
Oh, that's the taint.
It's like react. What do you mean react? It's a single millisecond.
I gotcha. Speaking of reacting and dodging, I need to test out if I almost said Sekiro. That wouldn't be right. I need to test and see if Ghost of Tsushima is okay. Like if I have enough iframes when I roll to roll towards the boss, because typically that's a good idea because you get within their range, or you get them within your range, and you dodge their attack all at once. Because my goal is just to get behind him and beat him to death, but I'll have to give it a shot. There's a lot that I want to try as I perfect the combat.
Sorry. Like I heard everything you said and I processed it, but for some reason my speaking engine just turned off momentarily.
Ah, I see. Do I need to repeat any of that?
No, I told you I had
Okay.
absorbed it, and
Well, I was
you were thinking like depending on the iframes for dodges, you could like roll towards the boss and just destroy his bones. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you were just gonna talk about how you were gonna research that, and what I want to do personally is I want to like do more research on how to be a better lawbringer because what I know right now is that side lights, whether you block them or not, the combo still goes
Mm-hmm.
right. And the shove has hyper armor because why not give the only like unblockable no damage chain move hyper armor? Just turns the man into a steamroller. It's funny.
Beautiful.
And I also know that his top heavy is too slow to use practically, unless you're punishing somebody. And I also know that he can feint all of his heavies,
Well then.
but he doesn't have any fun cancels. Like I can't like just throw a top heavy and then watch them parry as it becomes a top light.
Well then.
That would be really funny and also really accurate.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sometimes I think about getting back into For Honor, but I don't know what about it is, but I just don't think I have what it takes to really get good at the game.
Hmm.
Like if
Well, once your instincts are honed, it's basically just a strategy game.
I see. But my instincts are primed for a different type of game.
Yes. You know, see the For Honor system, like it instantly fucks you when you're fighting more than like two enemies, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone releasing attacks at once, eventually something will hit you and you'll just be stun locked.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, and I guess that's why they invented what was it, Revenge? But like, unless you're not stun locked, you can't activate it.
Yeah, that's even more unfortunate.
Yeah, so don't get surrounded, basically.
Yeah, but then again, that's easier said than done if you go up against a gank squad,
Yeah,
which I'm here to tell you.
they're just rooftop Koreans. They come from the roofs. They're just like, all right, bitch, time to get shafted.
Uh, also,
Literally the Shaolin.
I'm excited. Oh, sorry. Were you going to say something?
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
I'm just excited because Sekiro is getting an update, a free update that adds like a boss rush mode. Essentially, like that's the main thing that I'm excited about is a boss rush mode, and apparently some sort of deathless run. And to sweeten the pot, they're adding like skins and such, or like outfits for Sekiro to wear, which is quite exciting, and all of it's free.
Does FREE spell free?
FREE, that spells free? Yes, it does.
Nice. Well, for college kids, school does not spell free when FRE and E are put together,
Yeah, my bank
which is
account
kind
knows
of
that.
unfortunate. You have a bank account without a job. What are you, snobby rich kid?
Not today, not tomorrow, nor the day after, I'm afraid.
Then why do you already have a bank account? You're
I had a
supposed to
job at
open
one
one of
point.
those up for like a week.
A week and a half, excuse you.
That's still a week.
A week and a half, excuse you. That half is
I'm
very
going to
important.
shoot you now. All right,
You're
that's
not at
it.
my
I have to
house.
shoot you.
You're not at my house. You won't.
You think I don't have an artillery cannon?
You have a mortar and you just shoot me from halfway across the city. You somehow pinpoint exactly me.
Excuse me, bitch. It's an artillery cannon, not a puny ass mortar. I'm not gonna blow up your house. I'm just gonna hit you with a giant fucking bullet.
Oh no.
Eat my 70 mil. Ha!
Oh no. Oh boy.
Speaking of which, you should be expecting the artillery shell in about 4 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, let's see, we're at 1 hour, 2 minutes. 28 minutes. I'll be expecting it.
Well, it doesn't take that long for a bullet to reach.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you could wait to fire until then. Why did I just hear the sound of the sound barrier breaking?
Why do I hear?
And then that's it. We just stopped the recording because, I've been shot.
It. By the way, it would ruin your room because it's a large enough shockwave to do that, but it wouldn't destroy your whole house.
Just don't break my PC and we'll be fine.
No promises.
Great, even more editing for me.
More editing for your corpse. It just gets up and says, "Well, this video won't post itself to YouTube."
Oh no. I'm a touch sad that you weren't able to come over today. I was looking forward to beating you with the mighty sword of Durandal.
The mighty sword of Durandal.
Yes.
By the way, that's a joke about Cloud's down air.
Mm-hmm. It may not be out for long.
In Smash.
Apparently in Smash 4, he was way more he had more his like attacks had a bit more reach to them.
Well, I don't want to be around to find out.
I don't have Smash 4 to find out.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, if I were to play Smash 4 against Cloud, I'd probably start crying.
Oh.
Because Cloud's already fucking potent enough. He doesn't need more range.
Yes, he does.
No!
He needs a better recovery.
That's it.
But then again,
he needs a better recovery. But I mean, that's the balance for his dummy thickness in terms of everything else. He's fast, heavy, strong.
Yeah. I was just surprised to find out that he was heavy, but given the size of his sword, it makes sense.
Yeah, his sword is at least like a couple 1,000 pounds.
And he's a strong boy. That's Cloud for you. Strong.
Ma'am Jim.
Eventually I need to give Final Fantasy VII a shot.
Yeah, it's but it really is the taint knowing that his sword is the size of his body and it's like an inch thick of steel.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than like a millimeter, which is what normal swords are about the width of.
Yeah.
So you can cut. But no, he doesn't even need to cut anything. He just kind of shakes his sword in a general direction, and anything that happens to be unlucky enough to be standing there is like ketchup.
That's the power of the zip code slicer.
Whenever he moves it in the first place, there's a shockwave equivalent to the blast from a mortar.
Oh, I love that. I'd love to have a replica of his sword in my room just for, the particularly unlucky home invaders. The
Well, you wouldn't be able to carry it.
the home defense weapon for when I don't want to go down the stairs.
No, I mean, all you gotta do is just throw your shovel.
Or even better, I just pick up the Cloud Strife sword, stand over my banister, jump down, and just, like, jump down on them, yelling, caw!
And you produce the Durandal move.
I'd love that so much.
Caw!
Oh no! And then them and the rest of my house is destroyed because that's the power of the mighty sword of Durandal.
Well, I mean, I'm not calling it Durandal because because it destroys the entire stage in Smash, but it's nearly impossible to get around.
Mm-hmm.
Like it covers like damn near 180 degrees when you down air, and it's just unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I don't know if you got my message yesterday, but uh how would you care to get Uno for Steam so that way we could play?
That sounds fun actually.
Scott's going to see about getting it as well.
Does FREE spell free for that?
No, but let me see. It is not much at all.
Uh,
I think I would have the money to potentially just gift it to you.
that sounds fun. I won't have to spend, the little bit of money out of my 5.
Yeah, it's $2.99 on Steam.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But I don't know how much that would be with tax. I'd have to check. Because I do not have that much in my Steam wall bit. I don't know. Regardless, we could. It would be the funny.
Hey, by the way, how's your encoder doing? Is it overloaded?
No. CPU usage is at 1%.
Nice.
Oh, it just dropped down
Mine's
to
at 20.
0.5%.
Mine's averaging 20. Wait a sec. Hold on. 20. Your CPU is literally 20 times faster than mine. That's hilarious.
Yes. Although it's running at 30 frames per second. So,
Oh
but
yeah,
then again,
mine is too.
this isn't intended to be 4K footage. It's literally I'm recording my desktop.
Yeah, me too. I'm recording one of my 2 desktop screens.
That's funny. I'm going to laugh. Ha.
Well, Leif.
Ha.
I don't know what the hell a GameSpy arcade is though.
Gamefly, you say?
GameSpy arcade.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke about Gamefly, that company that lets you rent games that, like, I think died out years ago. Is Gamefly
Wow.
still a thing? Is what I wonder.
They used to be. I don't know about now.
I'll look it
What
up.
the hell?
What?
Wow, the GameSpy is just dead.
Oh. It seems like Gamefly is still. Oh. Never mind. Or, okay, I don't know. It says apparently it had a streaming service that it shut down in 2018, but it seems like it's still going.
Renting games. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome sauce.
Apparently the reason why they shut down game streaming, or the streaming service that they had of whatever variety, is because EA acquired their cloud gaming technology and apparently
And didn't
shut it
fucking
down.
use it properly.
Or they just shut it down
okay.
themselves.
They acquired it and then shut it down. They're like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And they just press the X button.
Essentially. That's the shame.
It's like me when I first tried playing an MMORPG for the phone on my emulator. Hold on, let me show the people what I mean. This emulator that I'm opening right now and just consuming massive amounts of CPU for. Watch, it's going to open all the way and tell me, CPU encoder overload.
I think you might be taxing something a bit
Because
too
I
much.
set it to donate all of my cores to gaming.
You're breaking up a touch. You might want to close out the emulator.
I'm what? Can you still hear me?
Randy?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Alright, time to see what's up. Oh
Well
yeah,
then, yeah, Randy, I can't hear you. If you're speaking, then I'll
yeah.
send him a
I just
message.
wanted to show people what it was about. Can you still hear me?
Okay, now I can. I literally like for a brick of
Yeah,
time I couldn't hear
it
you.
yeah it was like that. I think OBS was fine. It didn't shoot me any errors about overloading,
Yeah.
but I think Discord just did not benefit from
Oh,
any of my CPU power.
perhaps. That's unfortunate. Regardless.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Task Manager told me right away, "Hey buddy, your CPU usage is currently at 100%. You might want to back off before I have to shoot you for that."
Your CPU pulls out a gun. Parry the.
Parry this, you fucking casual.
Oh no. There's a part of me that wants to name this episode Parry this, you casual. But at the
Parry
same
this, you
time,
filthy casual.
oh yeah, filthy casual.
Parry this.
Nah. Although a part of me does, another part of me wants to go with the name I came up with last week, which is a turn-based conversation. Although turn-based conversation could work as like a podcast, like an actual just podcast of its own.
Yeah,
Too bad, but it would work. But I'd still use it as an episode title.
yeah. Next time we're talking exclusively about extensively about turn-based combat.
Well, I mean, this one we were talking
Yeah,
fairly.
but I think that it's kind of interesting how even like arena fighters are like a type of turn-based combat because like either you counter what your enemy's doing or you wait for them to finish and then start your move.
I arena-based fighters. Uh, Care to list an
It
example?
um similar to Tenkaichi 3 or One's Justice 2.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, it's either you counter what your enemy's doing or you wait for them to finish what they're doing before you start what you want to do.
Yeah, I see.
It just adds the extra spice of countering
Mm-hmm.
where you're not just waiting for your enemy to do their move.
Yeah. You're not just, doing the stupid thing in a combat encounter by, giving your enemy the chance to beat you to death. And then,
Right.
lamenting your fate whenever they do beat you to death because, well, there was nothing I could do. And I'm like, you could have attacked him 5 times in a row. While he was doing that big, stupid wind-up, you could have hit him to death.
Yeah, and I think that's the advantage of arena fighters, while they're doing the giant wind up for the move, you could just touch them. Bam! What hyper armor, bitch!
Well, there's more activity in arena fighters. There's
Uh-huh.
there's
And,
more
and
options.
also games like For Honor, which is just medieval fighter.
Mm-hmm. Although when you said arena fighter, my brain drew the conclusion from that to arena shooter, like Doom, and
Well, same difference, except you're always shooting.
Doom, you're just Doom. There is no counter for the demons. The demons are the ones who are looking to counter you, but they cannot.
You
They're getting the super
you
shotgun to their femur, and they're gonna like it.
They're getting turned into ketchup by your 12 gauge shells, and they are gonna like it.
Oh no. Ah man. It's unfortunate that given the situation with the virus, there's so many games that I want to hear news on that I'm not going to get news on for a while. Like Elden Ring, Hollow Knight Silk Song, other games. I had another one, but I completely forgot it, but you know what I mean. There's a lot. We
Uh-huh.
just won't get information on them because, well, there likely isn't much. And that's the real shame.
Well, yeah, that's the part that hurts.
Mm-hmm. Like, something I'm hoping for in Elden Ring is, since they've confirmed that the map is big enough that you're going to need a horse to get around with, I'm really hoping that PvP will be a thing in it, so that way I can do jousting. I'd love that. Like,
You just ride in.
I have the Fume Ultra Great Sword. Do you know what that sword looks like?
Is it just like a 12-foot long sword?
I'll send you an image. It's the best.
All right, cool.
It's extremely impractical, mind you, but it just it's just the best. Okay, I need to pull up the Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 variant. Let's see. This should be good.
You know, I like how I can operate my main desktop through the recording window because I have it on a separate screen.
That's funny. Look at the Fume Ultra Greatsword. It requires an unholy amount of it requires an unholy amount of strength, and like the windup is so long, but like I beat Pontiff Sullivan the first time around with it. And he's he's a dex boss. I would like to let the viewers at home though know that I had the help of spirits or summons, because there was let's be honest here. Look at that sword with a wind up longer than the prehistoric era. There was no way that I was hitting anything in that postcode without a little bit of help, without something to draw its aggro.
Yeah. Without something to build up hate, as JRPG gamers say.
I don't like that they call it that. It's like, it's aggro. Just call it aggro. Just call it aggro.
Well, I actually got that term.
Call it aggro.
From the Sword Art Online rewrite.
I see.
Build up hate by drawing its aggro. Like, bitch! Excuse me? Talk about redundant.
It's like I could build up hate by, urinating in
calling
its cereal.
It names. By calling it names every time I see it.
Hey, Demi, what's it sauce?
Hey, Mr. Dummyface.
Demi Ding Dong. And my favorite, Demi Thick.
Demi Thick.
Demi Thick in the head.
He's only partially thick. That's why it's not dummy thick. It's just demi thick.
I love it. It's just funny.
Right.
Nah, he's thickest in the head, the Neanderthal. You know, it's...
Hey, was it Mr. Dummyface?
The best.
Yeah, let me see if I could pull out the clip.
While you're doing that, I would like to mention, we really have gone off on, like, a proper tangent. Like, we started this episode off talking about what? Like, Halo. And here we are talking about Log Horizon.
About the first Halo.
Yeah, and here we are talking about Log Horizon. It literally, we've changed from hyper focus or always coming back to JoJo to always coming back to Log Horizon. It's the best.
No one likes to. Wow, I'm having a lot of trouble finding this. It's so funny, but no one has it.
Aw. Ow.
Whatever, I'm going to click on this 10-minute video and hope that it's it.
Alright then. You know, it's occurred to me that despite this being our 10th episode, we haven't really talked about that.
Oh. It wasn't even here. That's the taint. It's the most misleading. I'm going to have to actually look up the thing.
That's alright, man.
I'm going to have to actually guess the episode number. This hurts.
Let me see what I can do. Let me pull up some numbers. Show me some numbers.
What are you gonna do? Activate your full control encounter? Okay. I think I prefer the name insults in the dub, but would you like me to show them the sub?
It doesn't matter to me. It's either one.
Oh, by the way, we're gonna have to edit out the ads on the side because Kiss Anime likes to do the lewd ones.
Appreciate you.
Or we can.
No,
just
I can
not
do it.
Show
It's
that.
fine. I can. It's relatively easy.
Or we could just skip to the episode.
I just have to isolate the what's it called?
Okay.
I just have to isolate the particular clip and then just up the size of the viewing panel. It's not that difficult, I assure you.
Oh boy, I love it when it takes forever to actually truly get to the video on the server. I
Funny.
had this problem with my initial rewatch of the dub. Um, there we go. Where the fuck is it? Ah, that's the ending.
It's just 30 minutes of
This
the
is the
ending.
wrong episode. Actually, I feel like it's episode 4 and I just clicked on the wrong one again. Wow, I love this. I'm just trying to show the people the wonder of this encounter, but it's just not happening.
Ah.
Hmm. So, what do you want to talk about while it proceeds to shaft me with several reloads before it actually comes up? Hello?
Hi.
Okay, just making sure you're still there. Oh, that's funny.
What is?
I found it.
Well, I guess I'll laugh when I see it when I'm editing.
Here we are. Now I'll full screen it. Because this is where the funny comes up. Oh, audio. Ah! You know, I think I actually have to redo
However,
it.
You have stroked this
Because
guy
I'm,
the wrong way. You? Yeah. He's so loud and
I actually think that it came up, and I was expecting a third one. Because first he says, Demi doofus or whatever, and then he's like, "Your doofusness."
Well then.
Yeah, so that's it. Well, I recorded it, and
Very
we're
nice.
officially going to be sued by Log Horizon, even though we're not making any money on this.
That's exciting. I mean, I think we could potentially claim fair use because it's not meant. We're not.
We're
earning
not
money
even
from
making money anyway. So if they
Mhm.
take down the video, that's when we have to appeal. Here, let me
Of
turn
course.
off my desktop audio. There we go.
All right.
Now you're not echoing in my head.
Nice. I figure in our last few minutes before the end of the podcast, we could talk a bit about 10 episodes.
Oh yeah, we hit a milestone,
Yes.
and not of
This is literally-
subscribers.
This is literally like if each episode was an hour and 30 minutes, it would be over 20. It would be like 20 hours of content or so.
Fuck yeah. Well, 15.
What?
We've hit 15 hours of content because 1.5 per. It's like 1.5 times 10 is 15.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do not do the math today. But
yeah, well,
it is
that's why I'm
officially
here.
we're reaching the point to where they couldn't reasonably sit through our entire catalog of content in an entire day.
Well,
Soon.
yeah. we're like we're like TFS at the table. They have like several hundred hours of content to sit through. It's great. I plan on
TFS?
yeah, Team 4-Star. The guys who made Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
I haven't heard of them. I'm sorry.
Well, it's kind of monumental.
Ah. Well, you see, I've missed out on a lot of things, so this is just adding to the list.
The reason why everyone likes it is because it was the first of many to do something different with an abridged series and not just make stupid jokes. It was like they actually knew how to be funny and used it to get popular.
I see.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, 10 episodes. I'm glad that we've made it this far, and even though we only have 17 subscribers, I'm still grateful for all of you that do listen.
Hey, and even if our plateau is 6 viewers per episodes, I'm happy you guys have stuck by and made uploading this shit worth it in the first place.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is a lot of fun, and I hope that we can continue to do this.
Yeah, even if we had just one fucking viewer, that's all we'd need.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not making money from this, so
Yeah.
it legitimately just brings me joy that there's someone that's listening to this at the very least.
Right. And I feel like if we didn't have viewers anymore, we'd still make these but never upload them.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, just so we could have an excuse to talk to each other. It's a project done out of love, not out of some random ass fucking like desire. Like,
Mm-hmm. Fame is not at the cornerstone of this podcast, and it likely never will be.
and I mean, if anything changes, make sure you fucking report us for being gay.
Okay. And plot twist, I report you.
Wait a second. Son, have you been reading heresy recently? Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
By the way, I just shot the artillery cannon at you.
Wait, what's hang on a second, there's this weird wait, no. Dang it, Randy, you missed. Now I have to go apologize to my neighbors.
The fuck? I was meaning to hit you. Why the hell can't you just die already?
I don't know, man. Aim better. Scrub.
But I had everything right. What's this piece of fucking junk doing in my shed anyway?
Obviously not shooting me.
Well, fuck that shit. I'm throwing it in the trash.
Yes, you're gonna throw an artillery cannon in the trash because that's how that works.
Yes! Yes, the fuck I am! It probably couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if I wanted it to. From this range, anyway.
Alright, and that's where we end it.